As you can see here, we are using JSON response helper function by Django because what we are using in this follow unfollow feature is no refresh setup, meaning we're just using asynchronous JavaScript. The reason that's why render is not used because render renders a whole HTML page, while JSON response only gives us the data, the thing that is only needed when using asynchronous JavaScript. Next is we're gonna go to our HTML and execute where we're gonna do our follow button. So what we have here is a paragraph tag wherein our followers is more modified version. We're not gonna need this one. We modify it by using a class FW bold. We're also gonna modify our follow button. We're gonna enclose this user is authenticated with a class. We're also gonna refactor our button follow into this dynamic class is following. We're gonna show button outline danger else button primary. We also put this data user ID so that we'll be able to call this to our JavaScript code later, button that data user ID. And since we're gonna execute our JavaScript code, we need to reference it somehow. So right now, since we're still using minimal JavaScript, we're gonna inline JavaScript to our profile HTML. Later on, if our code gets big, we're gonna separate this JavaScript into another file. But for now, inline JavaScript will do the work. So what we're gonna do is, first we're gonna check for our document if it is loaded, add event listener, DOM content loaded, and we're gonna run an arrow function, and let's call for our button named query selector follow button. This query selector follow button is indicated here in the ID follow button. Next, we're gonna check if JavaScript found that this query selector has really a button inside. We're gonna execute a code, and we're gonna add an event listener to our button and close this again into a arrow function. Event listener is click, and we're gonna call our user ID used in our dataset declared here, data user ID, dataset user ID, and we're gonna use fetch wherein the endpoint looks for our follow. This is what will execute this follow toggle and put method here in our views file. This is the endpoint follow, and it captures an integer ID. Then we're gonna put in the headers our CSRF token. Later we're gonna do our get cookie function helper, but right now we'll go as is. If this fetch was able to catch something, then we're gonna parse our response into JSON. After that finishes, we're gonna process our data. So if there is really a data and it has a following props, we're gonna show our button inner HTML as unfollow, and we're gonna remove the class into button primary and change it to outline danger else. If this is false, we're gonna do the opposite, and we're gonna call our followers count and update its count by calling for our data followers count. Then since we're gonna need this CSRF token get cookie and we're calling this function, we need to make this above this DOM content loaded. Create a function named get cookie. Then let's create a function, a variable, let's call this cookie value, set it first to null. Then we're gonna check for our document object cookie if this is populated or this is a value, and this document cookie is not an empty value, we're gonna execute this code. So in a nutshell, what this code does is it splits the cookie into a separator of semicolon and cycles through what's inside that cookies. Once we have that, we're just gonna return our cookie val and we're good to go. Let's try this.